Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mendel Center Connections. I'm Mike Nadelsky from the Mendel Center, and we've spent the last several weeks talking to community leaders throughout our community. And this time we decided to bring it a little closer to home and actually talk to our very own president, Dr. Trevor Kubatzke. Welcome, Trevor.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we wanted to start just by asking a couple questions about what it's like to be president of our local community college. And what is it that you like most about your job?
Well, first off, let me say I'm a little biased, but I think our county has the best community college in the nation with what we do here. And so it's an honor for me to come to work every day, well, or come to Zoom every day lately, and help serve our students, serve our communities, and serve our staff. So my job is basically twofold. One is my role is to make sure that our faculty, staff, and employees have the tools they need to provide excellent education and great service. And then the second role I play is liaison to our communities. So spending time in our local communities with local leaders to make sure the college is meeting the needs of our community, looking for gaps, being a convener of people. So probably the mix between the two is what I like the most. I don't like doing any one side more than the other. But working with the people either inside the college or friends of the college is tremendous, and probably the thing that keeps me smiling every day.
You mentioned about all the Zoom meetings. That has been, as everybody says, unprecedented, these times that we're going through. Can you speak a little bit about COVID-19 and how the impact it's had on the college and on your day-to-day life?
Well, let's start with the college, and let's start with our students, because that's where we like to start every time. You know, when we were forced to go to remote learning in the spring, our faculty and staff did great making that transition very quickly. But we surveyed our students at the end of that and found what we thought we'd find, that online learning isn't for everyone, that a large portion of our students didn't want to do online. They would rather be face-to-face. They learn better face-to-face. So as we proceed in the future, we're looking at ways to give our students as much of that as possible in a situation where we just don't know what's in front of us. The other thing that COVID has done to us is financially, it's putting a burden on the college. We are anticipating a reduction in state monies, a reduction in enrollment. We went through a budget process for the first time probably in the history of the college, and had to pass a budget that is balanced on our cash reserves. Now, the college is financially sound thanks to the good stewardship of the past. We have a cash reserve policy for just these times, and we're using it, but we're using it cautiously. So COVID is here to stay with us. The Zoom meetings, as far as my day, I'd like to say I can't wait to get back. I'm in the office today, but get back to normal office hours, because I think I work less. Zoom meetings, I think, feel like they're twice as long as they really are. And almost every day I'm in 4, 5, 6 Zoom meetings throughout the day, either locally or with area leaders. So my day has been changed quite a bit as far as what I do on a daily basis.
You probably touched on this, seems like you touched on a lot of these, this next question in your comments you just made, but focusing in very specifically on what are your highest priorities at this particular juncture?
The internal priority is to make sure that we get our offerings set up for fall in a number of modalities, so our students can come back and be comfortable with any type of learning that they want to do. Our enrollments are still slow, but we think a lot of students are waiting to see what happens. With the spike in cases around the nation, I think they're even more cautious right now to get back together. So the college is putting together a plan that will offer multiple modes for courses, ranging from some face-to-face to purely online to synchronous, where you're not in a classroom, but you're in a Zoom classroom every Monday and Wednesday at 10 o'clock with your math faculty. So we're trying to put together a fall semester that keeps people engaged in their education and can help us get get the employees back to work that probably need training, skilled up, those types of things. And then the other priority is externally, with the unemployment rate being what it is, working with our area industries, manufacturers, Connexus, chambers, to find out what's out there, what training needs to be done, what skill sets are lacking, so that we can make sure and provide good quality education that will end up in a job for our people.
When you look at the plan that the college has put together for the fall, it's pretty impressive. I've seen some of the other rollout plans for even four-year colleges, and they don't seem to be as clearly defined as this. So I know I was encouraged by that. I know enrollment's down a little bit lower than anybody would like it to be right now, but it probably is just the fact that students and potential students just don't know right now what the fall is going to be like. We're all in this kind of holding pattern together, the wait and see thing.
And I think we're trying to be as transparent as possible. I think some of the messages that are coming out from some other institutions are, I think, misleading. We're going to be open. Well, what does open mean? We're trying to be very clear that we're going to offer things that can't be done remotely. We'll have some face-to-face class meetings, but if a class can be done remotely, we'll have different models for that. So again, we're trying to be as clear and concise with our messaging, but also transparent to say, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't think fall is going to be a time to bring everybody back to campus at one time without some risk. So we're planning for that.
Community college is such a great bargain to begin with, and LMC has phenomenal programming. So hopefully, as things roll forward, everything will unfold in the best possible light. I know as we, as you and I have talked, and you've talked to the rest of the college administration, the other thing that you're focusing on now is the national protests and that have again emphasized racial issues, and then locally, obviously, we have our own issues that we can address. And so would you mind talking a little bit about that, and then also maybe fold in some of the things, your view of the Mendel Center and how the Mendel Center can help with community issues?
Sure. And during times of unrest or social issues, the college prides itself as being a convener, but unfortunately COVID has prevented us from bringing people together to have tough discussions around racial bias that exists in our society today, around the Black Lives Matter movement. We are going to be working with some area leaders to see if we can do something at the Mendel Center, a live stream of sort, to participate in that and be that convener of people. But also internally at the college, we're putting together a task force with representatives across our institution to look at our own policies and practice to make sure there's not inherent bias in them. Because we think, it's not just being part of the solution out in the community. We have to look internally first to make sure that we're doing everything possible that we can to get rid of the unintended biases in often our processes. So that committee will start work here shortly, probably via Zoom, but putting that together. The Mendel Center is just that gem of a place that a lot of schools, a lot of communities just don't have. For decades now, the Mendel has brought thought-provoking speakers, entertainment, but it's always a mixture of education and entertainment together that provides our communities unprecedented access to some of those names and speeches that we haven't had. The college has three overarching goals. One is academic excellence, the second is student success, and the third is community impact. And that's really the driver that Mendel Center helps fulfill, is being that source for our community to have that edutainment, if you will, opportunities. But then also, it's a great venue for whatever you want. I know the Mendel does a lot of weddings, and I know you just rolled out your virtual wedding packages during this time where they can come to campus and in a very small number and live stream it out to all of their guests. So I think that's Mendel Center is continually trying to figure out ways to reinvent itself with whatever's going on, and that has to continue and will continue. And I think you do a great job of it.
Well, thanks. It's an honor to basically serve the community in my role, and I know my staff feels the same way. We have tremendous passion for the work that we do. So when you think about the future, short term and long term, what are you most looking forward to for the college?
Well, long term, I look forward to getting back to some normalcy. I think the future holds more online offerings at the college than it has in the past, just because of where we are. But the day will come where we fill our classrooms up and students walking on campus and the cafe being open and us getting back to the work at hand. You know, community colleges and colleges across the nation are based on people. And so while Zoom is an adequate venue for doing work, it isn't an adequate venue for that personal touch. So long term, I look forward to that. Short term, again, we're preparing for fall, trying to get the offerings out there and educating our population about what's out there for them and making sure that they don't miss out on continuing their education or starting their education. So we want to make sure that the messages are clear. We're going to have a lot of news coming out in the next couple days or weeks. The schedule's out there for fall, so you can get a hold of an advisor at any time and find out what classes are out there that you feel comfortable with. If you don't want to come to campus and be in a classroom with other students, we have offerings out there so you can do that. So that's our short term, is to get our fall ready, students registered and prepared to go.
So when you think of the community members out there and folks that want to help or understand and appreciate the value that LMC brings to the community, or they want to start or restart their education and enroll in some classes, what's the best way for them to find out more information and to connect?
Well, right now we're still remote, so the best way is to go to our website, look at Get Started. There's a number of resources there. Our advisors, our recruiters are taking virtual meetings, so you can Zoom with a recruiter to talk about what programs you're interested in. You can Zoom with an advisor or talk to them on the phone to find out what classes you're in and even register. They'll help you register. So right now, virtually is the best way to do it until the college can get its offices opened up again. We do know that we need to open again because we do know a lot of our areas of the county may have internet wastelands where the service is not easily received. We also know that technology is not the first language of a lot of our students. So as soon as we can get our offices back open, we'll let the public know. And then you can come to campus and get everything done. And we're going to try and streamline some of those processes so you don't have to travel much around the campus. We'll get you one stop and get you taken care of. If you want to give to the college does have a foundation, the Lake Michigan College Foundation. Go to the website, find the foundation. Always looking for donors to keep our good services going and helping our students educate.
So lakemichigancollege.edu for all of the above. And let's get connected. Let's make things happen. And there's positivity right around the corner, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to that, and I see it every day coming.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Dr. Trevor Kubatzke, President of Lake Michigan College. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike. Have a great day.
You too.